We continue our mission to honor heroes in Central Ohio, and tonight's hero is Grant Walliser from New Albany. Grant is a pharmacist at Grant Medical Center, so Grant works at Grant. He works closely with the emergency room and with critical care units. He is helping to keep all of us safe and healthy. So Grant, thank you. If you'd like to nominate someone, it's really easy. Just text HERO to 614-460-3345.
He will always be connected to animals and people, always. That's never going to leave Jack Hanna.
Tonight, the Columbus Zoo is celebrating the tenure and the worldwide efforts of a legend, that man Jungle Jack Hanna. Today, he announced he's retiring after 42 years, but he's not done yet. 10 TV's Dom Taberry spoke with him today. So, Dom, what do you have to say?
Well, you know, Jack told me he's 73 years old and that he and his wife, Susie, they have some things they want to do. They want to visit family. They have family literally all over the world. They want to go hiking. There's no question, though, Scott, when they made Jack Hanna, they broke the mold.
Hey, Dom.
Yep.
If you sink this, I'll give you a round free at Safari Golf Club.
Jack Hanna has always been the showman.
Hey, Don, another thing. If you sink this, I'll let you get to the zoo with your friends for free, 5 of them.
As I found out in 1993 on the golf course.
Ooh, God.
For 42 years, Jack has been the face of the Columbus Zoo. He, with the help of many, transformed the zoo into one of the best in the world. Jack told me over the phone from his home in Montana, it has been a labor of love.
I would have worked for nothing. And by golly, you know, I didn't stay at the zoo for money. I stayed at the zoo for this and this. It's helping the animals, the people that work there. It's all like our family.
Jack started at the zoo in 1978. There was not much to it back in those days. He says what he built was a family operation. It was about the animals. It was about his co-workers. Jack made it a point to talk to every employee at the zoo.
Some of them said, my gosh, we just take out the trash. Why are you talking to us? Because you're as important as I am. And so that's the first thing I did. The first time I ever said this, is the first thing I did was to talk to every one of them.
And Jack did build a family operation. And along the way, he turned the Columbus Zoo into a household name. But at 73 years of age and with family literally all over the world and wanting to spend more time with them, he says it's time. But that does not mean he's turning his back on the zoo.
As I told the zoo, Sue and I will always help the zoo. We're the #1 fan for them. And even if I tried to stay away, I couldn't.
You know, the thing I love most about Jack, his sense of humor. He is so funny. He literally is. Plus, he's just so down to earth. He literally has never met a stranger. He treated everyone like they were family.
Jack Hanna announced he's retiring from the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. He's called Columbus home since 1978. At that time, the zoo was part of the city's sewers and drains department, but Jack wanted to transform it. 1981, Jack teamed up with his oldest daughter to do his first animal TV series, Hannah's Ark. 2 years later, Jack put the Columbus Zoo in the national spotlight by appearing on Good Morning America, highlighting the first twin gorillas born in the Western Hemisphere. 1985, Jack started appearing on The Late Show with David Letterman. 1991, zoo attendance reached 1 million guests for the first time, allowing the zoo to support wildlife conservation. 1992, Jack's title shifted to Director Emeritus so he could focus on representing the Columbus Zoo around the world. In 2018, Jack and his wife Susie celebrated their 40th year at the Columbus Zoo by launching the Jack and Susie Hanna Fund.
Well, all day we've been asking you to send us your pictures with Jack Hanna, and you delivered. Take a look at this. Wendy Frame sent us this picture taken back in 2016 with her and Jack. Wendy is from Cambridge, Ohio. Don't forget, you can send us your photos or maybe just a message for Jack. Just make a video. You can text it to us at the number on your bottom of your screen there, 614-460-3345. We just make sure your pictures and videos here.
New at 11, we have results for this year's Big Give. It wrapped up at 6 o'clock tonight, and after hours of counting, the final results are in. Take a look. More than $32.5 million was raised for more than 1,100 nonprofit organizations. So we say a big thank you to everyone who donated. Right now, let's turn our attention to the weather and Dow Pretend meteorologist Ross Caruso, who has a good-looking weekend ahead. Ross?
Yeah, it's looking great, and we're continuing to see temperatures fall as we head into tonight, already into the 60s, and it's been a while since we've had some cool and comfortable air. The heat and humidity picked up for us early this week, but now we have some more pleasant conditions as we wrap up this work week, as temperatures will slowly fall into the 50s overnight. Dew points already into the 40s, so some very dry air out there. Highs for the day, 80 degrees for us here in Columbus, 78 up in Cleveland, 79 in Zanesville, 81 in Portsmouth, 80 in Toledo, and 80 over in Dayton in Western Ohio. So a lot of us near 80 degrees. I think we'll be a little warmer tomorrow, but still some very beautiful weather in store for us. Many of us hanging out in the 60s right now. A little cooler out to the southeast. In Caldwell, it's 60 degrees. It's 61 in Athens, 62 in Logan, and 61 in Chillicothe. So it's nice to see those temperatures falling, and those winds are backing off a bit. I know it wasn't very gusty through the day today, but certainly a breeze as we were moving through the afternoon. But those winds will continue to be light and variable, and we'll continue to see this weak disturbance over the Great Lakes diminish and weaken as we head into the overnight. So we will continue to see some quiet and dry conditions for us as we head into the day on Friday. So we had a big change in our weather pattern. Before, we had this large area of high pressure that was pulling in winds out of the southwest, where we had Tropical Storm Cristobal that was moving into the Gulf Coast. But since then, we've seen a dip in our jet stream that's been bringing in some more cool air through parts of the Ohio Valley, especially in the upper Midwest, and also some dry conditions. So dew points will be staying in the 40s to 50s over the next several days, and then slowly rising as we head into next week, where it looks like it may be a little sticky going into the midweek point as temperatures climb back in the mid-80s. Otherwise, we're not talking about no 80 degrees for us tonight. Temperatures falling slowly into the 50s, looking at a low around 58 degrees. Might have some river and valley fog waking up into the morning for us on Friday. Otherwise, more beautiful conditions in store for your patio forecast. Highs climbing in the low to mid 80s during the afternoon, right around 84 degrees for us here in Columbus. And then it does look like we will see a weak disturbance move through late Friday night into the morning on Saturday, and it could provide a few spotty showers. Otherwise, more cool air that's going to be sticking around. Highs only in the low to mid 70s for us Saturday and Sunday. Highs will then be back near 80 degrees, but some very cool and pleasant mornings ahead of us. A lot of 50s in the forecast for those morning lows, and then we'll be back into the upper 80s as we close out next week. Yolanda?
All right, thank you, Ross. Well, Dom Tiberi is back now, and he has a lot of sports news tonight to talk about. Hey, Dom.
Hey, yo, we have a lot. You're right about that. The Blue Jackets back on the ice, plus the basketball tournament's coming to town. And we have new information for you concerning the Buckeye football team. One step closer to playing in the fall. The NCAA has a plan. We'll have it coming up next in sports.